Okay. For now, let's just have those weights handy. You're going to need them in a moment, but before we do that, let's just line up, find that Pilates posture, zip up your abs, lengthen your tailbone, reach tall through your bunny ears. What? You're not wearing bunny ears? Tailbone is long, right? And ribs are pulled down. Okay, so we're going to start with just really simply, we're going to start with just 4 little curtsies here. So left leg behind the right. Good, and then step out, we'll do the other side. Not much weight on the leg that goes backwards. Beautiful. Then go ahead, let's grab those weights. Stand up, find your nice Pilates posture, and we're just gonna pour the Easter juice. I don't really think of an Easter cocktail or an Easter beverage, right? Even Starbucks, I don't think makes an Easter beverage. So imagine you're pouring the peeps that you didn't get to the correct state, so they're liquid. All right, and then rest those arms 90 degrees. Step out, we're going into that curtsy again for last 2, last 1. Now we add the arms with it. As you curtsy, you pour out the ruined marshmallow mix. And you guys know, since you've been following trivia, a while back, we talked about marshmallow coming from the marshmallow plant way back in what? Cleopatra's time, I believe. Last 2 and last 1. Other direction, just hold the weights to start with. Curtsy and curtsy. Good. And then when you're ready, just add, pouring out the sludge of the marshmallow mix. No peeps here. And stand it up. Let's roll those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to lift those arms fairly straight right in front of us. And as we do so, you're going to do your best not to tip backwards. So let's alternate. Lift one arm and put your hands on the other rib cage and make sure you're pulling it down, and then come down. Opposite arm lifts, pull that rib cage down. Good. And then try both and have that awareness of that rib cage. So ribs stay down, arms lift up. Keep that going for me, please. And every time you lift those arms, just be really good about pulling the ribs down so you are getting some ab work as we're standing here. And then we're going to lift the arms up. We're going to lift the elbows a little higher than the wrists. So you're down like this, and we're going to squeeze up and in, getting that beautiful shoulder blade awareness. So posture muscles. That's a cat's ear coming in the corner of the computer. And here comes a cat. I'm still here, crooked, but I'm here. Good, last 2 like that, and last 1. We'll bring that down. All right, scoot over a little bit to your left. Take a step to your right, give me a curtsy, raise it up, stand up, step again, give me a curtsy, raise it up. Other way, step, curtsy down, and step, curtsy down. Other way, step, curtsy, row, step, curtsy, row, and one more, step, curtsy, row, and step, curtsy, row. Shoulders up, back, and down. All right, last thing we're going to do from this standing position, we're going to come into a nice wide stance, knees are bent. We're going to roll through your cat, inhale through your bunny. What's up, back? All right, put your left hand on your leg, we're just going to start with the right arm. Shoulders, first thing I want you to do, we're just going to do a couple retractions. So let the shoulder go forward, then use the muscles without straightening the arm, without bending the arm to pull back. But we have support here, but we also get support by pulling those abs in. 2 more like that. Nice straight arm. Then you're going to bend the elbow, come up in that position. Good. Then you're going to leave the elbow bent and we're going to rotate open. Rotate open, rotate open, abs in, rotate open. Then straight arm all the way out to the side. Hold for a moment. Feel those posture muscles, that rear deltoid and those muscles that lay across the shoulder blade. Beautiful. Then imagine a half of a V coming up above that right ear. As you do that, try not to pop those ribs up, right? So abs drawn in. Nice. And then last one, arm is going to come straight above you. You're going to shift your weight back into your booty, lift your toes, and you're going to get a little bit of work in that booty as you lift that arm, and keep that awareness of keeping those ribs down. So once again, working those abs. Last one, bring that weight down, roll through cat. Woo, inhale through cow, stand it up, big deep breath in, arms out to the side, rotate that right arm nice and open, and then rotate it across your body, give it a little tug, and pull it down. And then we come back down again. So this time your right arm is going to give you support, your left hand is going to grab that weight, and I'm just doing that little shoulder shrug, right? So straight arm, shoulder pulls back, abs in, so we are working those abs. Good, and then we turn that into a row. Then we keep that arm bent and we rotate open. Keep those abs in, straight arm, we lift to the side. Little pause at the top, really feel those muscles. Nice, and then that arm goes in that V, half of a V up by your ear. Nice straight arm, abs drawn in, my ribs want to pop up, so be strong. And then lastly, weight shifts into your booty and your heels, arms straight above you, ribs stays down. And then, woo, roll through cat, inhale bunny, bring it up, open, left arm flex, twist, drop it down, bring it across your body. Okay, beautiful. Come on down, bring your weights with you, of course. And we're going to keep that left knee bent. We're going to give it a little hug. It's slightly off to the left. And right leg is extended. We're going to take a single weight and put it on top of the right thigh. You may not even need to use your hands to hold it in place. If you do, just push fingers down. All you're going to do, sitting up as tall as you can, is lift the leg off the ground. And that's all you're doing, except for rotating in and out. Like you're windshield wipering your little bunny foot. Notice if you've slumped back, I am having a big tendency to lean, to hold these legs up in the air. So do your best to sit tall and relax. I'm hoping you felt that along this quad. Drop that left knee open, bring that right leg behind you. Ooh, open up that stretch. Arms gonna come in front, walk it overhead, lift it up. Open to the back of the room, big stretch, and then finally at the end, close it down, rib to hip connection, deeper stretch for that quad. And then we'll come up and we'll use that right leg just slightly off to the side, using that to help brace us to sit tall. Left leg is slightly off to the side with rotation open. And then that dumbbell just rests there. We lift the leg, and again, again, it's just a windshield wiper with the foot. Good, sit as tall as you can. And relax. Now we lean over on that right elbow, left leg goes behind you. We're gonna bring that arm forward, behind. We're gonna open to the sky. And then lastly, we'll close that rib to hip connection. Nice, long, deep stretch. Okay, all right. This will have to move sideways for a moment or two. As you come down onto your spine, you're going to grab your weights, and we're going to use those weights to start with to get a nice stretch for our low back. So you're going to stack those weights on top of your shins and let them push those legs down toward you, and then pull them just a little bit up towards your face. And maybe rock with that a few times, not full on rolling like a ball. Just let those knees come a little closer and move away a little bit. And again, letting the weights push your legs down towards you. Nice stretch of the spine. Beautiful. And then we're going to relax. We're going to put one weight on the ground, and we're just going to hold the other one above us. So during class, you can use no weights. You can use one weight, you can use two weights. So here's our first example of just using one weight. Deep breath in. For ab prep, we float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. And then on the inhale, we reach the arms by the ear. Stay strong. Feel how you have to pull those ribs down and in, and exhale down. Inhale, prepare, arms nice and straight. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, ribs flat. Lift it up. Inhale, reach it. Keep the ribs in line. Exhale, down. Keep it going. Now, you may notice a little more tension in your neck when you're using the weight, so feel free to put your head down, take breaks, whatever you need to. If you want to try both weights, you have a couple options. You could put one weight in each hand. Deep breath in. Exhale to lift. Inhale to reach those arms by your ears. Exhale back to center and down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch, reach. Don't let the ribs pop. Come back down. Or I kind of like to stack them up and then use my hands to hold both together. Just seems like that works just even a little bit more. But again, you may feel this a little more in your neck. So I could keep my head down, and when my arms come overhead, that's a lot of work. I still have to keep my ribs nice and flat, and exhale down. So you're just going to do two more of whichever one you're loving or not loving. And then we'll come down. So for single leg stretch, you get to make a choice. Your arms are going to be doing basically the same thing. They're going to be going overhead, one weight or both weights, totally up to you. Legs in tabletop, deep breath in, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders flow off the ground. Inhale, reach through one leg, arms the other way. And again, it can be with a single weight or a double weight. Head can be down if you need it to be. You make your choices. Beautiful. Back through center. Now you get to make a choice on double leg stretch with single weight or double weight to start with. Deep breath in, exhale, head, neck, and shoulders float. We inhale to stretch and reach, and exhale to bend. Inhale to reach, and exhale to bend. Now, one other option on that double leg stretch is to put the second weight below your knee so that you have weight at both ends of the body. So both levers, your arms and legs, are pulling you in opposite directions. So you have to be even stronger through those abs. That's an option that does pull a little bit more on your low back, so be conscientious about doing what works for you best. And then as you come back through center, we're going to take that weight out of our hands and we're going to put that weight, and we have options here. We've done this before, of course. It can go on your low abs. That's actually going to be the easiest, sinking down, creating a valley. Or it could go on your ribs. So you have to have awareness of keeping those ribs from popping up. Or you could even make it lengthwise so it kind of covers both. I'm going to probably put this on my ribs. Have the other weight very handy, however. Deep breath in, exhale, sink that weight down towards the ground. Inhale, toe touch. Option to take the second weight and put it below your knees, just wherever you can have the leg mass to hold it in place. And relax. We're going to take those weights, we're going to put them on the fronts of our shoulders for just a second. Just find a place that they can kind of rest, but give weight to those shoulders without falling off. And then, so do what you need to do. You might have to be a little closer to your chest. And then see if you could do a nice little, well, you may have to hold them, but we're trying to get a stretch of your chest without using muscles to do it. We're just trying to use those weights to do it. Hey, babe. All right. Okay. We're going back to single leg stretch, but this time we have one weight in each hand because we're going to change it up just slightly. Hey. Legs in tabletop, head, neck, and shoulders split off the ground. And then one arm and one leg. So it's similar to what we did before, but this time you have opposite arm, opposite leg with a weight, right? Not just single or double. And relax. Once again, we're going to use the weights to get a stretch, but this time they're going behind your knees, hug those knees in, and again, press down. So you might get a little compression of those calf muscles and those hamstring muscles. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. That might feel good. Nice. And then bring those feet down. Arms out to each side, one weight in each hand. And once again, we're just taking a quick moment to get that passive chest opener. You can let your ribs pop up as you need to, but nod the head yes. Deep breath in. Exhale. Relax. Again, back of the neck stays long. Might be a really passive stretch for you, but I just want to open up that chest since so much that we do is that forward motion and we need to work those shoulder blades too. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to take both weights, if you're okay with it, into your left hand and bring that right above you. We're going to take your right hand and put it on your left rib cage. You might already notice those ribs want to pop up. So the first thing you're going to do is exhale, pull the ribs down and lengthen the arm by your ear. Hold it there, nod your head yes, like we just did to lengthen out the back of the neck, but keep the ribs nice and flat. And then exhale, bring that arm above you. So inhale, up and overhead, hold for a moment. Exhale, keep the rib down as you come up. Inhale, really be conscientious, keep those ribs down and back overhead. So we reach and we flatten and we reach and we flatten. Just keep that going for me, please. This time when your arm goes over your head, I want you to bend it, press it straight, tricep extension, and then come up again. So we're going to go up and over, bend, straighten, and up. Up and over, bend, straighten, and up. Keep that head in line. Notice that your chin might want to start tipping up towards the ceiling. Those ribs might want to pop up, but you are stronger than both of those. And then lastly, leave the arm by your ear. Elbow points to the sky, straighten, straighten, straighten. Just a little bit of tricep, but keep that rib down. It's going to want to pop. Straighten, straighten. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, rest that down. Take that left arm overhead. Tap your left shoulder and reach that arm over your head. Then bring that hand to the center of your back. And again, you'll use that right hand to give it a little extra. And then over to the right and pull it and shake it out. And then both weights are going into your right hand. Your left hand is on that right rib cage. Deep breath in, nod your head yes. Exhale, pull everything down and in. Arm goes by your ear. Feel that tension in your tricep all the way down your obliques. Pulling those ribs in and then up above you. So reach and back up and reach. Nod your head yes. And then we're going to reach overhead. We're going to bend the arm, straighten the arm, tricep extension, back up. Up and over, bend, straighten, and above. Up and over, bend, straighten, and up. Up and over, bend, straighten, and up. Reach. And reach. Ribs down, use those abs. And then up and overhead, bend the elbow and straight, straight, straight. And relax. And again, weights are going to go down. You're going to bring that hand to the right shoulder. Good. Bring it to the center. And then bring it over to the left. And then we're going to take both weights. We're going to bring them, we're going to bring them onto our hips. We're going to use our hands to hold those weights down, find a neutral spine, ribs drawn in, and we lift up in our bridge. Try and stretch a little extra inch higher, then lower and lift, lower and lift. And relax. Hopefully you felt that in your glutes. We're going to move both weights over to your left hip. And again, we're just going to hold them down. Stretch your right leg out on the ground, right hand on the ground, shoulders back and down, ribs in, deep breath in. Exhale, lift your hips up and lift that right leg so it's even with your left knee. And then right hand hovers if that's okay with you. Your left glute should feel this already. I want you to lower 2 inches and come up 2 inches, down and up, down and up, down and up. Remember, it's the hip that's moving, not the leg. And come down. Woo, yikes. Bend that right knee. Both weights go to that right hip. And again, hand presses down, left leg extends. Deep breath in, and we exhale, lift both hips, lift that left leg even with your right one, lower 2 inches, lift 2 inches, left hand hovering if that's okay, down on the ground if you need it for stability. Back of the neck is long, shoulders are broad. And relax. Woo, boy, I hope y'all felt those. Okay, Knees in, weights are going to stack up on your ankles. Hold on to those. Bring your forehead towards your knees. We're going to roll like a ball. Exhaling to be round and roll. Inhale, pause at the top. And then we'll say at the top, we're going to extend our legs for spine stretch. Lift yourself up. Do a little tricep press ups. Hinge your hips and sit tall. Grab the backs of your hamstrings. Give me just a little hinge. Then I want you to take your right arm and bring it by your right ear and see how that lifts you up out of your hips. Even angle a little bit to the left and then center it up, but stay that tall. And then that left arm is going to reach up, angle a little to the right, reach a little higher. And then if you want, you can straighten your legs, but with your arms by your ears, you might feel a little more stretched than usual, right? Give it that hinge, reach, shoulders out of your ears, but arms up. So again, we're not dropping and rounding, we're lifting and reaching. And then bring that down. Woo. And we come back to center. We're going to bend those knees. And we'll use one weight for this first roll down. So shoulders back and down, arms right in front of you. Exhale, hinge back. Of course, you don't have to use a weight. And lift the arms with the weight if that's okay with you. Lower the hands. Come on up. Inhale, give it a lift. Exhale, a hinge. Inhale, arms above your head. Exhale, lower the weights before you come up. So always think about that. When we want more challenge at the ends, when we're just holding, we lift the arms with the weight. But when we're moving, we don't want to have those arms by our ears unless we're really feeling, woo, superpowers. All right, come on back up. We're going to sit tall. And then we're going to make a choice if we want to do a roll up or stick with the roll downs. We're not going to use any weights for the first couple of roll ups. If you're normally doing roll ups, do them with straight legs. So let's just see where you are here. Just see if you can do a roll up without any little jerking motions, especially between the shoulder blades, definitely not lifting those feet up. And keep the knees bent if you have some low back issues, and stay with roll downs if that's better for you. Next time you come up, sit tall. Bring those weights in your hands, palms up, and make sure that the weights are pushing your arms down, right? Then you're going to exhale. You're going to roll down. Inhale at the bottom. Keep those arms long by your sides. And then exhale, roll up, take it easy, take it slower this time. It should have been easier. Inhale, sit tall, shoulders back and down. Exhale, roll back down again, knees bent if you have low back issues. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll it up a vertebra at a time. Take your time. Good, inhale at the top. Give me 2 more like that, please. That should help you if you don't normally have the ability to do roll-ups. But again, as always, stick with roll downs if that's the safer alternative for you. Once you finish that second roll up or roll down, meet me at the top, and I'm going to give you one last challenge, only if roll-ups work for you with no equipment. And that would be to put those weights on your shoulders, hold them there. On the way down, it doesn't really make a huge difference. It just leads you down a little bit. But on the way up, you get stuck. So I don't want you to do this to come up. Instead, I want you to move those hands just like you had them before, out and down, if need be. Okay? So let me see 2 more of whichever you're doing. Can be anything. It can be roll downs, roll ups. And then when you finish that second one, you're going to roll over onto your side. with those knees stacked. And you're going to make a choice. This is going to be that clam series, but we're only doing three different versions. So if you want to have both weights on your top leg, that's lovely. You just want your hand, your palm to be across the weight, so you're not gripping the weights and holding them in place. You're pushing them down. Lift that waistline, arm under your ear. Knee and ankle are going to lift at the same time to start with. But you will hopefully already feel this difference. Two more. Good. And now we put the feet together. You can be in Pilates V or just stack your feet, pivot open. And then lastly, knees are going to stay on the ground, heels are going to lift, again, Pilates V, or just together, and we pivot open from here. And relax. Ooh, yay. Give that hip some love. I hope that it needs it because it worked. And then we're switching sides. So again, we stack knees and hips, ankles, arm underneath your ear, weights on that top leg, waistline lifted so you have that mouse house. And then as we start, that leg lifts as a unit. And then feet together, whether that's a Pilates V or just stacked, and you pivot open. And then knees are going to stay down, legs, lower legs lift, and we pivot from there. And relax. Give that hip some love. We're going to roll all the way over onto our abs. Try and put one weight on each side of your mat before you get there, so you'll have them within reach. And then you can just let your forehead rest on your hands. Let's focus on that lower body for a minute. Lift and lower each leg after you stretch it out. Point the toes, push the fronts of your feet, the tops of your feet into the ground, and lift the kneecaps, just so you feel strong in that lower body. Then you're going to slide your hands underneath those weights so that the palms are facing the ceiling. And then from this position, if we let gravity work, those shoulders will be rolled forward. So that's all we're doing to start with. Roll them up. Roll them up. Lift them off the ground at the same time. Your knees are lifted, your toenails are pushing down, your abs are pulled up and in. Two more. This time, lift the shoulders and then straighten the arms and lift them even with that. Then, if you're okay with it, stretch the arms a little farther down your legs, lift a little higher, squeeze the shoulder blades together by rotating the pinkies to the sky. Exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, shoulders lift. Inhale, arms reach. Lift it up. Exhale, rotate it in. Hold at the top. And exhale down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift, inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Inhale, pivot and stay. And exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pivot. Inhale, stay. Exhale, down. Again. Lifting, squeezing, reaching, pivoting at the top. And one more time. Let's do 2 more. This is so good for us. And relax. Let's press back in our resting position. You can bring your arms by your sides, behind your legs if need be. And then we're gonna roll through that undulating cat bunny, sorry. What's up, Doc? Beautiful. Come back, find a nice neutral spine. Put one weight in front of your left or your right hand, sorry. And take the other weight behind your left knee. Then you're going to fold your leg to bring your heel as close to your hip as possible. Keep that toe pointed and then lift that leg so you can't see your thigh, right? So just a nice straight lift. Lower and lift, lower and lift, and leave it there. Adding on, if you want, no weight, right on by your ear. So it's a little bird dog. Option to lower and lift. And last option, of course, would be to grab that weight with your right hand and either hold the bird dog with weights or lower and lift. And then put them both down. Let's roll through cat. Open through bunny. What's up, Doc? One weight behind your right leg. I'm just sitting here cracking myself up. Nutmeg's totally asleep, but you know, hopefully you guys aren't. Bring that right heel next to your right hip. Shoulders back and down. Start up here. Hold it if you want. Do a couple of extensions if you like. Add the arm to hold if you want, add the arm to lift if you want, and of course, add the weight if you want. Just holding bird dog or lifting and lowering. Bring that down. Put your weights out in front of you in a parallel position like that. Put your hands on the outsides of those weights. Bring yourself just right up into a plank, whatever version of plank you prefer. Abs in, back of the neck is long. And release. Bring it all the way down. Let's windshield wiper those legs. And then you're coming back over, facing the camera, propping yourself up for a side plank. So elbow under your shoulder. Line that body up. Relax that shoulder out of your ear. Have 1 or 2 weights. I'm going to suggest 1. Stack those feet or stack the knees, whichever you prefer. Make sure that shoulder's back. Come on up with that weight. Point it to the sky. And all you're going to do is lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. Lift 1 inch. And lift an inch. Then I want you to put that weight on the top hip. And as always, you're just holding it in place. And lift. And lift. And lift. And lift. And relax. So that second version where you had that little bit of weight resting on your hip should have felt surprisingly challenging. All right, other side, please. Elbow underneath your shoulder, legs stretched out or bent, shoulder back, lift up out of it. And then top arm right above you. We're coming up and we lift an inch and 2. Good. Then weight on that top leg and we lift. And relax. All right. As you come back through center, last little thing we're going to do here, left leg in front, right leg off to the side, but make sure that you're not tipped like that. So maybe pull that glute out from under you. One weight in both hands right above you. All right. We are heading over to the left. We're going to make sure that that right leg stays grounded. Hold for a moment and then come back up tall. Up and over, hold for a moment, come back up tall. Couple more just like that. Last 2. And bring it down. Woo! Other side, right leg in front, left leg off to the side. And again, you want to kind of lift up off of that right glute. Weight in between your hands, right above you. And we go up and over, holding and coming back. And again, up and over, holding and coming back. Whoops. And relax. All right. Good news. We're stretching. Yay. All right. So let's go ahead, lie down. Have both weights next to you, please. We're going to bring that right knee into the chest. And we're going to use that weight behind the hamstring to pull it in and guide it over to the right. And then we're going to use that weight to push up against the shin, and at the same time, we're pulling that knee down. And maybe you get some mobility through that foot. And then we'll straighten that leg with the weight behind the shin. Should be slightly deeper stretch than normal. Bring everything back through center. Roll the weight up your leg, point the toe, straighten out the left leg, flex through the heel. And as you come down, bring that right leg with you. Then you're just going to move the weight to the outside of the shin. Oops, I have my weight in the wrong side because I'm going to slide one hand, right hand underneath, and that weight up against the left shin. I'm going to let it press over to the left without lifting my right hip so that I feel a really long stretch down through the hip, IT band, etc. And then finally, just let the weight rest as you bend that knee. And we'll get a nice twist with the leg to the left and the right arm underneath the weight. Yep, so that my right chest as well as that right hip is getting a big stretch. As you come up, leave the weight over to the left for a moment. Drop your right knee open. Bring it in, no weight, thread your needle. Extend that left leg, give it some rotations, and then we'll crisscross, hug those knees, and now both hands under both weights. So we got that wide T position, drop your shoulders back onto the floor, and let the knees drop to the left again, please. Straighten out your left leg, bring that right leg back through center, straighten out your right leg, and perhaps they feel better. Leave the weight over to the left this time, since I screwed up last time, bend that right knee, bring that weight behind the left leg, hug it in, and then use that dumbbell in to pull that leg open. And then we'll roll it down and press up against the calf and pull it down. And again, we'll maybe get some movement in those feet. And then we'll extend it up We'll bring everything back through center. We're gonna roll up. We're gonna straighten out that right leg, flex through the heel. We're gonna flex through the left leg and come down with it, deep stretch. And we're gonna move that weight to the outside of the right leg. Slide the left hand under that weight over there. Turn your toes down and in, big IT band, stretch, hip stretch. Then move the weight down just to the thigh, outer thigh. Drop over to your right. Big twist. And then leave the right weight where it is. Come on back through center. Cross at the ankle, bend that knee for thread the needle. Let's thread the needle, extend that right leg. Ankle mobility. And then crisscross applesauce. Hug it in nice and close. Hands underneath those weights, wide stretch across your chest. Feel that, nod your head yes, and then knees drop right, please. And then uncross and slide back through center. You can leave the weights on the ground, arms reach. You're going to meet me on your hands and knees, please. And we're going to roll through cat. Down. Inhale through bunny. Couple times. And then tuck the toes, press it up, high plank, hinge back, down dog, forward fold, pedal the heels if that feels good to you. Hands on your thighs, cat, meow, bunny, bring it up. Show me your bunny ears. All right, happy spring, Easter, Passover, Earth Day, etc. Nutmeg says the same. All right, and we have